Hey Cancer, welcome to the Violet Flora Tarot. We're going to get my single Cancers a romantic love message. We're going to take a look at what is blocking my single Cancers in romantic love. But before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to the Violet Flora Tarot. You can like this video, share it with a Cancer friend. All right, Cancer, let's jump in. We're going to pull about 3 oracle cards to see what is blocking my single Cancer in romantic love. Lust, not love. Passion isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in just by good intimacy. Let's see, what else is blocking my single Cancers in romantic love? Unworthy, procrastinate, bottom of deck, walking away. You leave too quickly when things get challenging. Stay and try to work it out. This could also be cutting people off too soon without getting to know them enough. Unworthy, you deserve an amazing relationship. Take steps to heal doubts about yourself. Feeling unworthy, that's painful. And maybe that's why there could be settling for just physical connections if you want more, if you want more deeper connections. There's nothing wrong with physical connections, right? But if you want more, it's knowing your worth. Procrastinate. Don't make someone wait around too long. They may give up on you. Ooh. You know what I'm getting, Cancer? You might be wasting time focusing on lusty relationships. And there might be a person or people, right, who are good for you and who want that next level commitment with you. But you might be procrastinating because you're wasting too much time over here. This could highlight a fear of commitment, and therefore, yes, you want the commitment, but the same thing that you want might be that same thing that you fear, right? So you're kind of getting really sucked into these like lusty connections, right? Could go back to your self-worth as well. Because in healthy relationships, in stable connections, that person is going to see you for you, right? And if you're feeling unworthy, there could be fears of being seen as unworthy by the other person. And maybe that's why you walk away. I think that you walk away from possibly walking away from the right people and walk towards the wrong people that keep you on this merry-go-round, All right, let's see what the tarot has to say for Cancer. Hold on. Sorry, I've been doing a lot of talking because I'm recording a couple of these readings. So, all right. Cancer, why is lust not love there? What does tarot have to say? You have the Queen of Wands. Okay. So people are really attracted to you. And I think, getting caught in the lust not love, you are magnetic and attractive to people, but you are also going towards people where there's only physical attraction and nothing deeper, And maybe that satisfies you, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But something tells me that you might be engaging in the lusty relationships, hoping for the happily ever after, and then you get very angry and defensive when they don't want that. Or maybe you don't believe them when they're like, oh no, this is just going to be casual. And you're like, oh, I'll change them. Unworthy, we have the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Pentacles, right? So this is you really knowing your worth. I feel like a lot of you might be really successful, but you don't see it or you don't feel it, right? Like the 9 of Pentacles is a great catch. She has everything. It doesn't have to be a woman. It could be anybody. But the 9 of Pentacles, she is like top notch. But this is like not seeing your own worth. This is also, I'm more getting like not feeling your own worth, like knowing it logically, like, yeah, I'm a great catch, and not feeling it emotionally, Let's see, anything else for unworthy? We have the 3 of Pentacles. I feel like you do really well at work, and maybe for some of you, if you do really well in other areas in your life, like work, you might be really questioning why you aren't that great at romantic relationships. because there is this block. And maybe there also is a tendency to jump into work like a workaholic to avoid that, looking at those blocks in your romantic love. All right, why is procrastinate there? For what is blocking my single Cancers in romantic love? Procrastinate. What's going on with that? The Sun, the Hermit. Some of you might work from home. So we can kind of get like walled up in our own space and not get out enough. Procrastinate. So I think you might be a little cold to people who really like you. And you might give all of your warmth and love to people who like aren't gonna reciprocate that because their capacity, right? Like the people who don't want commitment, who just want physical connection. Those also might be people who don't necessarily have the capacity to show up the way you need them. So I think it's doing the switch, right? Having the better boundaries with these non-committal people and softening with the people who are right for you, right? Also, you might be procrastinating, like going out, like, oh, I'll get out there. Well, it doesn't, you know, summer is gonna come eventually. Or, you know, oh, I'll go to the next outing. Or I'll say yes to the next invite. And then all of a sudden it's 6 months, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, and you're still in hermit mode, right? So the Sun is like getting out, having a good time, being seen, right? And also you seeing people, like seeing what's out there and connecting to the right people, you know? All right, let me collect these up. We're gonna give these a really good shuffle. And you know what, actually, I'm gonna get clarifier on walking away. What's going on with that? You leave too quickly when things get challenging. Stay and try to work it out. You know, with like that commitment, you know, if we want, there's always going to be like storms that need to be weathered, right? And that might make you kind of take off. Or if there's an argument, you might take that as like, okay, this must be the end of the relationship and I should get out before I get hurt. All right, let's see what Tarot has to say about walking away from my Cancers. What do they need to know about walking away? Okay, you have the Queen of Pentacles, the Devil, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. Same, literally like the same card, right? Walking away. You know, I think that when you get into a negative headspace about romantic love, you're very, very quick to be like, I'm just going to focus on my money, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But if you are looking for that beautiful connection, I think it's getting out of that workaholic mindset, right? There's also walking away from people who aren't right for you and not trying to change them and not trying to force a relationship that's not right for you. Also be careful. So the King of Pentacles in this reading, what this is telling me is there are probably people that you dealt with or are dealing with who are like obviously players, who are obviously only in it for one thing, right? I also want you to be careful of fellow workaholics that focus a lot on money, who may also be more focused on work than love. Sometimes we choose people who mirror us, right? That workaholic. So be careful of people who look like they want long-term commitment, but maybe they actually don't. Maybe their focus is elsewhere, you know? Be careful of people who just tell you what you want to hear. Okay, let's see. The battery on my little screen mirror is low. I keep getting a notification, so. Let me get some advice for my single Cancers, but also let's say, I'm going to shuffle these up. I want to see what's coming in for them in romantic love. What's coming in for my single Cancers in romantic love? And then we'll get you some advice, and then we'll be on our way. What's coming in for Cancer in romantic love, my single Cancer? 10 of Pentacles. Ooh. I see like a work thing paying off. Like money is looking really good. That's not really a love message, but that's what comes through. The Magician. Some of you might start preparing for your future. Like not just financially, but you might start thinking more of like family stability, like having like a more of a mindset of like your future stability with a partner, a spouse, maybe children, or, you know, fur babies, whatever. Because there's like this manifesting energy. That's what I think is coming in. I feel like I don't know why I keep getting this, but I feel like you're good at manifesting money. All right, let me see. What's coming in romantic love? Let me see here. Romantic love for Cancer. Just be careful that you're not too busy with work. You could be reuniting with someone from the past, and you have to use your discernment with the Ace of Swords of whether that's a relationship that's going to bring you fulfillment, or whether it's just going to be a repeat of something that's not very healthy or fun. The Page of Pentacles, so this could also be someone who's coming in who's more friendly with the potential of turning into something more. But make sure you're communicating, right? The Ace of Swords wants us to communicate clearly. So we're communicating what it is that we want and what we're looking for. We're asking the right questions. Anything else coming in romantic love, or any advice that wants to come through from romantic love, my Cancers? Death. You might have to develop more of like a delicate balance in your life, like a work-life balance, in order to find a partner. If you're too stressed out and burned out, you might not necessarily have the energy to put into finding that person. So the Death card is, there might be this transformation. If your life is out of balance, this transformation to having more of a work-life balance, right? I don't know why this came through, but don't tell people what you make. I don't know why that's coming through. I just have to say it. Don't tell people what you make for a living, or how much money you have. I'm just gonna, yeah. People see you as successful too, so you have to watch out for people who might be drawn to you for that reason. The right person will be in it for the right reason. So if I see it, I gotta say it. All right, Cancer, let me get you a message of hope. Let me get you an angel card. What does Cancer need to know right now? Low battery. All right, Cancer, let's get you... I'm going to actually get you 2 angel cards. I forgot I brought my other deck over. We have 444 protection. Transformation. The Death card was earlier. Courage, alignment, clarity, purpose, strength, and divine love. Prepare for the blessings you've been waiting for. They're on their way. You were born for a higher purpose. Focus your energy on your goals and trust that the universe will align the right people, opportunities, and resources to realize your dreams. Also, just know that you are protected from people, and also get better at protecting yourself for people who want you for the wrong reasons, who want you just for sex or just for money. You're going to be protected. You are protected. And there's really good things coming through. That real love is out there. There's potential for that, right? Let me get you one more angel card. Divine guidance. Yes. 000. You're receiving guidance and protection from the universe. Trust in the divine plan for your life. All right, Cancer. Have a great week. We'll talk soon. Bye.